Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another stream. After we were vacant the past 3 weeks or so. 2 or 3 weeks, I think. But we're back for now. What is it? Like today and 2 more Sundays, and then we'll be at the NEC. So that's going to be a hard no. Because...
You go live from there?
No, we'll be on the way home at 4 o'clock.
No,
but we could go live from the event on like Saturday, probably Friday or Saturday. Friday's gonna be busy though because we have the workshop. Saturday would be our best bet, and then Sunday we'll be heading home. But there's the big auction, and it's sad to miss it. But I'll probably just throw some stuff in there, and then we'll get headed home. You can pre-register items, so I'll probably. I don't know. I'll probably have some stuff set aside dedicated for the auction and like pre-register it online. Let's see how it goes. Look, it shows the moderators on here. Ain't that cool? But yeah. So Sunday, I think I think checkout's at like 11. I don't know if there's an option for a late checkout. Because it's 3.5 hours from here. So it'd be a 4-hour trip. So honestly, if we left a little later, if we could with the hotel, that'd be nice. But yet again, I don't know. Skull Aquatics, welcome. Jenna P, welcome. Stephen P, welcome. Daniel Velez, Garcia Aquatics. Xanadudu. Jeff Kane, welcome.
You missed somebody, didn't
you? Probably. I didn't scroll back.
You missed
Eric Wyrock.
Mystery Snail Guardians.
Mystery Snail Guardians, welcome.
And
that was it, right?
Silver Creeks.
Huh? Oh, Silver Creeks, welcome. My bad. But yeah, so the NEC is 18 days away. It's 3 weeks from Thursday, is in a couple days ago. So we got a little over 2 weeks. So this week we'll be making up cultures and just finishing up dry goods and whatnot for the show. I wanted to donate some stuff to their thing, so I have to figure that out and then get that sent over. But yeah, so Sunday's gonna be the auction. I'm gonna there's like a 25 slot max for people. So I'll pick some good stuff, throw it in there.
Nathan.
I still have to buy a second table for the NEC. I gotta buy quite a lot of stuff this week. My bank account's gonna be hurting. Got like $300 in stuff planned to buy. It's gonna be great. And then I'll be crying all week. Yeah, we have to make up like 20 cultures of each Vinegrio, microworm, maltworm, banana worm, brindle worm, white worm. So 6. We gotta make some of them. We're gonna make like 8 to 10 of, and then the white worms and grindle worms, since they're good sellers, probably gonna do like 10 to 15 of them. And then for the starter cultures, I'm thinking 5 to 10 of each, depending on the species. And then we have the culture kits for the workshop, which will be 20 of the white worms, grindle worms, vinegrios, and microworms. So, oh wow, it got dark in here.
Crypt Keeper.
Open up some light. Why do you look petrified?
Why not?
It looks scary dark in here now because the sun went away. Crypt Keeper, welcome. But yeah. We got to do an isopod display case this week, too. I'm getting the containers this week. So it'll be cool. And then I'm also getting some dry goods for isopods. So I can use those in my cultures and then also bring them to the show and have some setups there. And yeah. The tanks downstairs are nice and ready to go to the NEC. We've got black mollies, tequila sunrise guppies, longfin albino cories, lots of stir-by cories, longfin danios, 75 plus platinum rice fish. Some black Venezuelans maybe. There's a lot of stuff. There's a good amount of fish, but then there's going to be a lot of isopods and a lot of live foods too.
Fish Fan Link, Mike B.
Mike B. Nathan Holvey, welcome. Fish Fan Link, welcome. Are you excited?
Sure am.
I will be once we're there. But there is a lot to do before we get there.
Only because it's a close trip.
3.5 hours
It's pretty close.
compared to 6.
Yeah.
So we have the NEC April, I say 4th to the 7th because we're going to be there the 4th. So that's on spring break. And then like that Sunday, the 7th, we were supposed to go to school the next day, which would be the 8th. But since we haven't used any snow days, except for one, we've used one snow day. We have a bunch extra. They gave us that day off. So we get the day off from the day after the NEC, which will be great. Because usually when we have like long shows like The Clash, or just really any show that's on a Sunday or that ends on a Sunday, we bring stuff home, and usually we get here late at night, like 8 o'clock or something. So we bring stuff home, we bring it out of the fish room, and then I'm like down there all night putting the fish away. But then all the live foods can you close the door?
Won't come in here.
And then like all the live foods are packed up, and it takes days to undo because I got school. But this year it'll be nice because then we can come home from the NEC, unpack the fish, go to bed, and then on Monday I can unpack all the live foods because I'll have the whole day. And also it'll be nice because I get orders throughout the week and then also the weekend of a show. Usually I have to do shipping on Tuesday that week, or usually I postpone shipping. Like for The Clash, I didn't ship out that week because I shipped out some stuff like the starter cultures that were already bagged up because those had to go somewhere. But no, he doesn't get any days off. But yeah, so I'll have time that Monday to pack up orders and unpack from the NEC, which I'm hoping is a good show because there's a lot of work. 18 days doesn't sound like a long time.
Plus, it's a good time to order because somebody wants to start a culture, and you're like, well, I got this mature one, so I'll just
Throw it in there.
send it.
That's what I do. So the week after The Clash, people would like on eBay and stuff, people would order starter cultures, and I didn't have any starter cultures left bagged up, but I had like 10 mature cultures or something. I'm just like, here, you can have an extra like little thing, because especially like a big thing is the micro Walter and banana worms that were all oatmeal worms. Like starter cultures or mature cultures, I usually just like, do you want one? You can like take one. I don't really like.
I'm packing almost paying the butt.
Those are. Yes. That's the most difficult one to unpack. The starter cultures are terrible because like the oatmeal just stays in the bag and then now I have to throw out a bag. But the Grindle and white worms, like I can rinse out the bag and it's just perfectly clean. The oatmeal worms usually it's just a pain. Because they're messy too. And then the vinegar eels I can just pour right out of the bag. It's all good. Aquarium Talk TV, welcome. But yeah, like so the last day of the clash, it was like on a Sunday. Somebody came over to our table and they were like, I was really looking for like 2 white worm cultures or something. I'm like, I have 5 left. You can have them for I don't even know what I told the dude. But I was just like, here, and do you want this too? And because we were packing up at that point, I'm like, take it. And then we walked into the auction room and we had like this tote of live foods, and I was just like, here, do whatever you want with them. There was like black worms and whatever in there. Yeah. The isopods aren't bad though because they can live in the containers for a couple days. So like I'll probably bring them in deli cups. I haven't really decided yet. But I want to have like a display area. And then also have some like little deli cups that are ready to go. So people can just like take them and buy them. And then the fish will obviously be in tanks because that's the easiest way to go about it. I just don't know how many platinum rice fish I want to bring because I have 75 plus of them. And I don't know. I was thinking about bringing 30 and doing like a nice little deal on them. Usually they're $8 a piece, but I was thinking like, I don't know, 5 or 6 and then throw a bag in the auction. The vendor room is also going to be open on Sunday this year at the Clash, so you may be able to unload a lot of stuff like that and have less to unpack when you get home. Will you hush? She got issues.
Yeah, but we're still heading out at. Are we heading out at noon?
I don't know. Maybe we can get a late checkout or something. So that we can like check out a little. Well, don't really matter. I don't know what time the vendor room. I think it's like 9 to 11. I don't know. I haven't looked at it recently. I haven't focused on the NEC. But I think it's like 9 to 11 on Sunday, maybe. So we'd probably stay till the vendor room closed and then drop some stuff off at the auction and leave because that's when checkout is. It's like 11. So we can grab the dog and then pack up everything. Will you go away? What is wrong with you? Okay. But yeah. For the NEC, we're staying at a hotel down the road. So we would, I think checkout's 11. Ow, rude. We would have to probably grab the dog and then I don't know. But I know there's gonna be leftover cultures. So probably do like a little deal on that. If anybody's around on Sunday for the NEC. Because I think the vendor room's also open on Sunday for the NEC for a short amount of time.
Yes.
But yeah. So if anybody's going to the NEC. And then we have to meet people on the way there and then on the way back too. We do that pretty much every show. There's usually one person on the way there and one person on the way back that we meet. The person on the way back we're picking up stuff from because it's a lady who her plecos like spawned I don't even know how many times, but she's got lots and lots of these plecos, so she needs some offloading. I'm like, okay. She doesn't ship or anything, so I was like, well, I'm gonna try and meet her. Well, we're gonna try and meet her hopefully on the way back. Get a bunch of fish. Help her out. And then I think we're gonna meet one person on the way there down by Albany. So, I don't rude. I hate you.
Hey, Alshon.
Alshon, welcome. Dave, why you look so mad? It's because he was trying to take a nap, and then I was like, let's go.
Yeah, I saw Grant and Shelby they had some pretty good deals. We didn't. We got a couple plants or something. I think I grabbed.
Yeah, we got some red root peppers.
We didn't grab anything else. Just didn't.
I didn't want anything else to unpack. Yeah. Because we didn't. Will you hush? Hey, there's my sweatshirt that I accused you of stealing.
Oh.
So we didn't have that many fish left over. We did sell a lot of tanks of fish because I remember like I would scoop up fish and then my mother would go and she'd empty the tank and then we'd stack them up because throughout the weekend we actually had sold out of a lot of fish. I think we only had like some, I don't know, albino cories maybe. And then we had 2 like miscellaneous cories and a couple rice fish maybe. But there was a lot of fish sales. So there wasn't a ton of fish to unpack and I didn't want to buy more to cause more work. Even though Alex had that amazing deal on the zebras. They were like $75 each. Huh. Right now he's got deals going on a lot of stuff because a year ago the thing above him, maybe apartment above him or something, the place above him flooded and it flooded his place and he got like the insurance thing back the other day, 2 days ago or something. So now they're going to replace the flooring and he can't have any fish tanks when he does that. So he's got deals on a bunch of stuff.
What was that, Alex?
Yeah.
Sometimes I think he just has the worst luck.
He
I mean,
did.
insurance is probably good, right?
Well, like he was going to the Clash 2 years ago, got rear-ended, broke a bunch of tanks in his car, had to swap cars, and he was late. Jeremy, welcome.
Oh. Yeah, somebody set theirs up with kiddie pools. Did a small filter, and they connected 2 kiddie pools. What was I talking about that?
Will you leave me alone?
Connected 2 kiddie pools together, and had the water real low, and they put the blackworms in there, and then just had the filter in one side and out the other, and it kept the steady flow, and their worms did really good with it.
What are you talking about?
Grown blackworms.
Oh. So there was a swap in Pennsylvania yesterday. And from everybody I've heard, it was pretty good. Samurai's got some stuff left over, so I'm going to buy some stuff from him. And then I have to buy a table from for the NEC. And then I just have to get some stuff for the cultures. Who's in here? Okay. Yeah, I have to get like a table for the NEC and just some deals that I found. Blah blah blah. We have some laser cories. I think there's like 1 gold and then a couple green. I know we have to meet somebody for 6 of them, 6 of the greens. So I don't know what's left over. And then the stir buys. I can go down in the basement and show some. We've got some like huge ones, and then we got smaller ones. Huh. If you will leave me alone. Go. Go.
Just in this fluffy spot.
Okay. You're very annoying. But yeah, so it's the NEC the first week of April. And then the second week, it's like the 14th and 15th. The 14th, there's a vendor fair at my school, and I think my mother's going to set up and like promote the rescue. And then the 15th, there's a reptile and fish expo in like, I think it's like 20 minutes or a half an hour from us or something. So I was thinking about maybe getting in on that because it'll be the week after a show, so I'll have some leftovers. And I don't know. The cost won't be that bad for the show. So like it costs $1,000 to go to the NEC, but to go to this show, it's a 1-day show, and it should only cost like $100 or something. Because the tables are more expensive. Gas isn't that bad, and food won't be bad because we just gotta eat once. Yeah.
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
No.
3.
No. Keep the cost down.
1-day show, more food.
No. He seems to think so. Like for the NEC, we're staying in a different hotel because the Mystic Marriott doesn't take dogs. So he seems to think that we got to eat at nicer places to make up for the costs that we are saving.
Duh.
No. Sandy D, welcome. But yeah, it'll be a fun time. I hope it'll be a long weekend, but
It will be.
there'll be no McDonald's to snack on all day.
That's what I like about the Clash.
So McDonald's is right there whenever you're hungry.
Just wander over, grab a sandwich, coffee in the morning,
Yeah,
come
that's
back.
nice.
That is nice. Get ready to go.
I think the Clash is like superior to any other event we could go to. Just because we're all friends there. We did pretty good vending there.
I don't know.
And then
Financially wise, the NEC is definitely up there. Fuck it. I don't know which cat that was.
that was Fluffy. I didn't know she went out of my room. She's right there. She come up behind you. Come here. What do you mean?
NEC is definitely, well, it's already paid for itself.
That's only because I'm doing the workshop, though. If I wasn't doing the workshop, it would be
That's true.
quite a few $100s more. But it's not bad. It just depends on what we make, like, while we're there. Because we could go there and only sell, like, $200 and stuff. And then it'll be a rough weekend. Huh.
Yeah, I don't know why they ran discounts on their tables so quickly.
Because it was, like, a month away. And there was only 12 people signed up. Will you leave me alone?
But you're still in that spot where up here, you could get a foot of snow that day and nobody's going to show up.
Except for us. Don't worry, we'll be there. It's not gonna snow anymore.
Okay, I'll be good with that.
Okay. Even though it's supposed to snow literally this Friday. But it's all good. Do you have any least killifish? I do not. Sorry. I don't have any killifish. Huh. Somebody ate them all. I'm kidding, guys. Where you go? Will you go back home now? I'm gonna go show some fish.
Okay.
Hi, Tiger. Keep everybody entertained.
Okay, go away, cat. Sit there. I don't know where she's going because I don't know if it works that good downstairs. We never fixed that problem. Yeah, not yet, elephant. Would be nice. Because those did very good. Feel like she might not be able to get on. Yeah, it does suck if you paid full price. Thought maybe they did something for him. I don't know. Brie worked it out with the workshop, so she didn't. They gave her the 2 tables for the NEC to do the workshop, plus passes. I feel like Brie's not showing up.
Hi,
You made it.
I did. Indeed. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I can like barely hear you. So if I start talking over you, that is not my fault.
Okay.
Um Okay. So these are the big hold on. There we go. These are the big stir buys. There's like, I don't know, 10 of them probably in here. And then there's a beta as well. And then we have all those little fish are some of the platinum race fish. I think there's like 30 in here. And then I've got some bigger albino cories in there. Longfin albino cories. There's some tiny ones, and then some bigger ones. Black mollies. Longfin Danios. And then in the back are the smaller stir-buys. These are the ones I'm probably gonna bring to the NEC. I don't know. I don't think I'm gonna bring the bigger stir-buys. I'm not sure yet. But then I'll bring the Danios as well. And then up here, there's a ton of guppies. There's only like a couple males in there, but there's a lot of females. And then there's a cherry barb and a tetra somewhere in there. And a pleco in the back probably. And then here, a gold laser and a bronze cory. And then some daisy rice fish that I have to grow out to breed. There's like 6 to 8 of them in there. And then down here are the green lasers. They're very shy. And then up top are more of the platinum rice fish. And then over here are more platinum rice fish and some chocolate placos. There's a couple, I think there's like 2 females and 2 or 3 males. I need to get some placo caves in there. They've spawned before, but yeah, I want them to spawn again. So I got a bunch of placo caves out in the basement, out in the common area. There's some green dragons in here. I don't know exactly where they are. I think they're in the back somewhere. And then down here are some blue carry tetras and black Venezuelans. Let's see. Over here is the 75. There's a gourami and a couple cories in here. A couple orange Venezuelans. And then here's a rack that had, there was like 3 10s and then 3 20s of fish tanks, but now they're geckos. Because the fish tanks were empty and it was kind of hard to like run like lights and stuff over the tanks, and it just, I don't know. So now we got the geckos. I think the rack looks a lot nicer this way. Got some geckos. Got another gecko there. And then 2 geckos down here. One right there. And one in a house somewhere. And we have the little disabled one that was dropped off to the rescue. Yeah. And then there's like just some extra stuff. So some apple cider vinegar for the NEC. Just some spare fish tank stuff. And then all this middle rack is where the geckos were. This whole row is isopods, and then the bottom, that's all isopod substrate. I think there's like 25 gallons. 20 of them are going out tomorrow. And I have to make up 20 more. And then over there, I have some more isopods I'm going to stack up there, and then that's just shipping supplies. Along the top is also going to be like supplies, but at the moment, these are dishes for the kits for the NEC, and then just some like supplies, you know. And then over here, these were some bins that I had to pull to see how many I had. These are one of my more favorite pods. They're the lavas. So as they get older, they kind of go all dark, but when they're smaller, they got like kind of a calico going on. Pretty cool. And then these ones, if I can find them. There we are. These are rubber duckies. They're more of an expensive isopod. They're like $10 each, pretty much wherever you go. I've got probably 40 of them. But they're so cute. I think I have 3 bins of them. But there's a big variety within all these. And then here these are all cultures just for the NEC. So I'm building up these totes just to make cultures for the NEC. Let's see if there's another one I can show. Oh. So there's there should be like 45 totes of isopods at the moment. Once we put up this rack, initially I only had like 3 little stacks of them, but that same week is when I like got a ton of isopods. Here's the cappuccinos. They're another one of my favorite isopods. And they just had babies, so you can see the tiny little one right there. That's so cute. There's 3 of them that I see. But they're super cool. I feed them carrots and cucumbers. They seem to be happy. Here's the Gestroy. This was my first ever isopod. And then when they started breeding, I was really happy and decided to get more. But yeah, there's a ton of different kinds. And my father and I just fed them all last night. It took quite some time, but you know. And also new over here, since we took down, like, all this was isopods. There was 12 buckets of isopods, and then there was a fish tank, and then totes of isopods, and then those 2 are the only thing that stayed. This is a scud tank over here. It's kind of hard to see. And then in here is Daphnia. I don't know if you can see all the little things floating around. And then this is gonna be a Darrow worm tank. This Daphnia tank took off. They're really hard to see since there's mainly babies in there at the moment. But all the little particles swim around. And then this is also Daphnia. Not as many. And then I've got peanut beetles. The larvae can be fed to fish or reptiles. Grindle worms, some more white worms, and then all up on the top are vinegar eels. Some of these are fairly empty. I'm gonna dump them all and then reset them for the NEC. And then all this is these are little isopod dishes. So in the enclosures you could put some of these in there, and then you put their food in there, and then they'll go and eat it out of there. And it just keeps the substrate cleaner instead of having uneaten food like mold in your substrate. I've got these sparkly ones and then some plain ones and whatnot. But yeah. That's pretty much it. I'm gonna take these down and then clean them and then reset them up for more grow out tanks. Because right now they're just a little empty. There's some orange rillies in there. The yellows in there. And then over here are there should be a couple guppies in here. There's one there. And a bunch of smaller babies. But yeah. I'm gonna go back upstairs now.
Oh, good.
So my father's gonna take over the stream for a couple minutes.
Are you sure? There you go. Look broken. Hello, Matt. I don't know if I said that. What's happening over there?
Hi.
Chris said he's excited about the new isopods. I know you couldn't hear me that well, so I started, and then you started talking. Of course.
No, I literally could not hear anything. I was like, "Can you hear me?" And all I heard tiny mumbles. I'm like, "Oh, okay." But yeah, I've got all your isopods are set aside in separate bins. They're marked NEC, so they're not sold. And yeah. Huh. I'll bust her. But yeah, it's gonna be a grand old time. But you can't have fun until you put in 3 more weeks of work. It's gonna be, the fish room's gonna be crazy crowded. It's gonna be insane. Between the 80 culture kits, all the dry goods that have to be made up, and then like mid this week when all the cultures are made up, probably Tuesday or Wednesday, I don't know, when we make up all the like regular selling cultures. It's gonna be a grand old time. Then go to the NEC and come home with nothing. Except for all the stuff I buy. But nothing that we brought there. And then we'll have a nice empty fish room. And maybe go to a reptile expo that next weekend. That'll be mainly just for, well, it's like a reptile fish expo, but it's not like a big, like the NEC, I have to bring like 30 rice fish because I don't know how many you're going to sell. Usually they sell in like groups of 6 to 8, sometimes 12. I had to bring all these Corys and whatnot. But for this expo, I would probably only take a couple bags of fish, so 2 or 3 bags of rice fish. Probably, 5 bags of Corys across all the species I have. And then I'd bring like 2 or 3 live food cultures of each. And then whatever, like some cups of isopods if I have a lot of them. But yeah, it would mainly just be like a little extra stuff.
Or you sell so much at the NEC that you don't have enough to go to the reptile show.
Yeah, that would be the hopes. Huh.
Because when is that one?
What?
When is that show?
The week after the NEC?
What's the date on that?
April 15th?
Is that the one I said I was busy for?
No, that was the April 20th one.
Oh.
That had the really nice venue, but it's like 3 hours away, and for something that's like more than 1 hour away, I would want to have it planned. I mean, like, it's a month away from that event now, a month and 3 days away, but I would want to have it planned months prior so that I could get pre-orders and whatnot to make sure it's worth going. Like the NEC. We planned that since a little before the Clash last year. So we could like gather up pre-orders and make sure it's not going to be a complete bust. Huh. Shut up.
And the Clash went well. And
Yeah.
hopefully the NEC will
We
go
had a
also.
good amount of pre-orders for the Clash. Also for the Massachusetts show. The Massachusetts show, we had like crazy pre-orders.
The one in the restaurant?
We had like an insane amount of pre-orders, and I was like, this is nice. And Chris's Fishes was there. He's like, I messaged you about getting some like vinegar ales, and I'm like, I didn't get your message. I like felt bad. But I had a bunch of vinegar ales at the table, so I was just like, here you go. You know, Danikin Aquatics, welcome.
Yeah, they've gone well so far.
Yeah, we haven't had any like shows that flopped. Besides the O Fish Shell one. That was the only one, but it wasn't a bust, so that's not terrible. We're not gonna go back to it.
It was terrible.
It was I didn't lose money, so I'm not sad. Our only bad shows were like the Reptile Expo in Albany, but that was because we didn't have any reptiles. We didn't have anything reptile related. We just brought a couple bags of fish and shrimp. And for being what it was, like, I mean, we could always go back there and sell stuff like isopods and whatnot because that's reptile related. But for going there and having only like Corys, betas, and shrimp, we didn't do bad. We sold out all the shrimp. There was a bunch of people interested in that. And then we ended up bringing home only like 2 betas out of all the fish. But we still didn't lose money. It was just not a good show. But that wasn't the venue. Because there was lots of people. There was like a couple thousand people.
There was a lot of people there. But they were trying to break into the fish. So it was going to be like a reptile and fish show, which
That's not what they're doing though.
Well, they were
They're
hoping that
experiment-
some of that
Yeah.
would work. It never seems to work though. It's like salt water and fresh water together. It's
You just get salt water.
and reptiles and fish. Just
Huh. But yeah. So if we went back there and we had like either reptiles or just like isopods and stuff for reptiles, I don't know how we do. But there's definitely like the market, or there's definitely like the customer amount. It's not like nobody's showing up to this show. It's just like getting their attention and wanting them and getting them to buy from you. Because there was a good amount of isopods there, just there wasn't a ton there. I think there was like 2 or 3 tables. But yeah.
But there was a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
So just going there and seeing everything was pretty neat.
Yeah. But yeah, out of most of our shows have not been flops. Like the Massachusetts one was really good. The Clash was really good. The NEC, we'll have to report back later on. But the shows for this year are going to be the NEC, Clash, CatCon, and then maybe the Queensberry reptile one. Who knows? And then there was also there was one in PA later this year. That was the really good one. That was yesterday. They have one later this year. So maybe that one, if it's at like a good time. And then the Massachusetts one should be in August. And then there might be one in September. I don't know. There should be like a swap and then like a swap auction. So there might be 2 later this year. But yeah. Anywho, it's 5 o'clock. I gotta go do some orders. And prepare for the NEC. We'll see you all next Sunday after we've made up all the cultures. And then we can update you on how crowded the fish room is. It does get crazy because you can't like stack them up because they got their air holes on the lid, so you gotta like stack them in a pyramid. And it gets wild. For the next 3 weeks, nobody goes down there. You gotta like caution tape it off or something. When we like, I don't want to say renovated the fish room, but when we like were moving all this stuff from the rack to this different rack, taking down tanks and like finding homes for everything, it was a mess for a while. But that was the process of it. And now that's done. And it's been nice and clean for like a week.
Trying to mess it up.
Time to crowd it up.
Yeah, bugs on the right, fish on the left.
Yerp. Anyhow, thank you all for coming and have a great week.
Catch you all later. See you in the streams. See you next Sunday.
Sunday.
Enjoy.
Bye, everybody.